Hey, so I know that I want to use this channel to talk about really great things, but today wasn't one of those great things, and I think that um, sometimes when you try to find happiness and the best parts of your life, you gotta have those bad times too. And so this is one of those bad times, it was one of those bad days. Um, and so I just wanted to vlog briefly about it because I think it's one of those moments that I'm gonna laugh about. And I think that I've laughed about it already a couple times today that I couldn't believe it's happening, but it did. And so today is the third day of January. It's January 3rd, 2014. And so um, it is also my winter break, quote unquote winter break, even though I really don't have one because I worked a lot. Um, but we had a couple snow days this week. Yesterday was Thursday, and then today we had a snowstorm called Hercules. It was a nor'easter, um, and got a lot of snow overnight. So definitely knew I needed to shovel when I would wake up because I don't think anybody is in this house. And so I actually live. I'm a live-in RA at a fraternity house. So one of those things requires me to be here if there's any issues or anything. And so right now it's winter break for everyone, so no one's really here. So I'm here and I have to deal with any issues that happen. So um, I know the other night there was a power outage, and so whatever. But today was one of those days when I didn't expect anything bad to happen besides me having to shovel. So I I'm about to go take a shower, and I start to turn on the water, and there's no hot water. It's just like dribbling, and so I want to investigate why. So I put all my stuff back into my room because I clearly can't shower with ice cold water, and I'm like, it better not be a frozen pipe. So I go downstairs and I got all the way to the basement area or the very ground level floor, and um, and I walk to try to find where the water valves are, where the water heater might be, and I hear something that sounds like a waterfall, but it's inside the kitchen, and I don't remember there being anyone here. So I go near the kitchen and the lights are off, and I open the light, and there's literally a waterfall coming from the ceiling, um, and I see those those large ceiling tiles basically kind of disintegrating because they're so wet, and it smells like someone was cooking. I noticed that one of the little gas things for the there's we have a huge industrial kitchen, so there's big burners, and then there's also this flat area where you can kind of cook pancakes or eggs or whatever, kind of like a skillet, but a flat one. And it was kind of on, so I turned it off, and I see the kitchen's a mess first of all, and there's like curry powder everywhere, which I don't understand why there was curry powder everywhere, but there's this waterfall happening in our kitchen, and so I do the first thing I need to do, which is to call our house corporation president, and so he sends one of the old house managers. He's was in the fraternity before too, and they both eventually arrive, and meanwhile, I cannot find the shovels for the life of me. I'm looking everywhere in every single closet. I don't see shovels. Turns out that there's a hidden closet in the front of her house that's built in like a into the wall. Like there's marble, and it's a closet, and so it's really heavy. It's hard to open, but I finally get shovels, but they're regular shovels. They're not snow shovels, which make a difference. And snow shovels make it a lot easier. So I'm there shoveling by myself, waiting for people to arrive to help me with this waterfall happening, and I get most of it shoveled, and eventually the old house manager arrives, and then the house corporation president arrives, and then they eventually find the shovel in the backyard because the current president of the president of the fraternity, he actually told me that it was buried underneath in the backyard, but I didn't want to go searching under piles and piles of snow, so eventually we did find it, and so that's great. So I shoveled the entire front walkway by myself, which it's a pretty large walkway, because we have a huge house. It's not like a little small little, piece of sidewalk. It's an actual walkway. Um, so that took a lot of energy, and then trying to figure out why there's a leaking pipe. We find out that there's a pipe that's frozen, and so we need to find space heaters, and finally we found a space heater to put in this little box that's underground in our back next to our back door, which is exposed because there's no real back door. So makes things even more complicated. So the space heater is set for 4 hours